No, please, Devin said, putting up both her hands. Tara continued closing the door, but Devin held it open with one hand. She was so much stronger than she looked. She was just a small, slight little thing, but seemed to exude the heart and strength of a lioness. Somehow, she made Tara smile, and her heart swelled with warmth. It was odd, too, to feel that way. Why would this random stranger feel so reassuring? But it did. Look, we just want to help. I swear, we are travelers, and we come in peace, said Devin. All Tara knew was that she had to actively resist trusting anyone so she could keep her and her baby safe. Mark would have told her to do that. She could hear his voice in her head right now. Be careful, babe. I don't need any help, Tara replied. I'm fine. People just showing up at the door like this was strange, and she tried to convince herself that it also felt intrusive, as if this odd couple must think they were better than she was, or something. Giving charity where it hadn't even been asked for, foisting it onto her. She tried to get annoyed about it, about them. Still, she couldn't. All she saw were two concerned faces, and a warm and heartfelt smile on the woman. Devin's expression didn't ever waver, and the guy, Isaac, behind her seemed unperturbed by her defiance. They sure were a stubborn pair, whoever they were. Please, let us help you. We have food and medical supplies with us. I'm sure you wouldn't turn down food. Food? Food, the magic word. Oh. Again, I'm sure you wouldn't turn down food ought to have sounded deeply offensive. Did she look emaciated? She knew that she didn't. Did she look like a waif who went rummaging in garbage bins after dark? Definitely not. She hadn't even been homeless for an entire day or night, for goodness sake. So what? Why? But again, she was not offended. Despite the words, and despite her own common sense telling her to be leery of the couple. No, she was grateful, tearful, very moved by it all. Mark's voice of caution in the back of her mind was fading. Mark, please, come back. I can't resist their help if you leave me. But then she remembered how it had felt to be out there on the steps, with no place to go, no shelter, no food, no water, and a couple of dollars in her pocket. A few hours ago, she'd have given anything to have a stranger offer help, and now, realistically, she was still no better off. She had forced her way illegally into a house that'd soon be empty, cold, and likely derelict, with no food, electricity, or warm water. The thought of being able to get something better to eat was too tempting, and the urge to discuss her situation was growing. To have someone who'd so much as listen. She'd been worried that her diet of random junk food would affect her child, and that nobody ever would ask to hear her story. And so, the voice that told her to trust these two strangers won out. Reluctantly, Tara opened the door and looked at the two visitors. Okay. She threw the door wide and stood aside. Come in. The woman who had introduced herself as Devin broke into a warm, cheery smile again. She beckoned to Isaac. We would like to know your name, Devin asked. I'm Tara. May we come in, Tara? It was nice that she still asked, even though Tara's gesture was clear enough. It seemed they were as nervous as Tara was. There was definitely something different about these two. The more the girl spoke, the less Tara could resist the urge to trust them totally. Please, come in. Just try not to mess with the tape, Tara insisted, because, it has to look taped up. Sure. If you like, we can pull it across the doorway again when we leave. Devin and Isaac tentatively and quietly entered the dark, dimly lit room, a complete contrast from the bright, natural light outside the property moments earlier, their eyes struggling to adjust. Tara closed the door gently behind them, looking scared as if a sudden sound of a latch might alert one of the neighbors. Once her vision had adapted to the internal gloom, Devin realized that they had greatly underestimated just how hard the stranger must have had it lately. This was the first time they'd seen her up close. She looked pale and drawn, and her pretty face had clearly lost a lot of flesh recently, her cheeks sunken. Her movements showed she'd been moving around way too much without assistance, but her resolve and determination were evident, even in the way she walked and talked. It was inspiring. Tara gestured toward the chairs in the living room before plopping herself onto a sofa with a blanket sprawled upon it. Devin and Isaac were hesitant to sit. Devin's attention was squarely on Tara's large baby bump, and she realized that this might come off as strange and make Tara feel even more uncomfortable than she probably was right now. A casual glance showed that Isaac was doing the exact same thing. "Forgive us for staring. I can imagine it's very uncomfortable for you, and I'm sorry if we're creeping you out. It's just that you're the first pregnant woman we've seen since the rapture," Devin explained. Tara scoffed. "The rapture? Is that what you're calling the blackout from a month ago?" Yes, it is," Devin responded. Devin chewed her lip. The last thing she wanted to do was upset Tara, and she was clearly annoyed by her words. She racked her brain for something soothing to say next, and then Isaac repeated one of Devin's previous questions. "Would it be too much to ask how far along you are, ma'am?" The question seemed to lift her spirits a little, and Tara let a small smile slip past her guard. "I'm 8 months in, or thereabouts," Tara answered. Isaac seemed intrigued by the information and stepped toward her with his hand held in front of him. Isaac hesitated before asking, "May I?" "Isaac, leave her alone," Devin snapped. Scandalized by her partner's lack of tact, she apologized on his behalf. "I'm so sorry, Tara. My friend here," she said, emphasizing friend and looking straight at Isaac as she did so, "seems to have forgotten his manners." Tara laughed. It was a genuine warm chuckle. "Men," she said with a loud laugh. Isaac conceded to that by simply blushing and looking ill at ease. "Not that I'm surprised, mind you," Devin continued, encouraged by the response. "He's a little socially awkward." "Hey," replied Isaac defensively. Tara laughed some more, and Devin joined in. "It's fine, really. It's been a while since I've had a normal conversation, let alone a good laugh. Isaac, was it? You can come around and touch it if you'd like." Tara obliged. "Thank you." After shooting Devin a jester's smile, Isaac walked forward, looking closely at Tara's baby bump. "See, being socially awkward gets you all kinds of privileges in the end," he exclaimed, looking thrilled to be invited. "The afflicted are always forgiven." Slowly, almost tenderly, he reached out and placed a palm gently on her stomach. As if on cue, the baby began to move and jerk about, responding to his touch. Isaac and Tara smiled at each other as he retracted his hand. "Did you feel that?" Tara asked him. "I sure did. That's amazing. Wonderful." "Ow!" Tara cried out as her tummy contorted into a different shape, the baby's strong kick visible to Devin across the room. Isaac immediately moved closer to her, checking that Tara was okay, and her smile broadened even further. Now, young man, you need to treat Mommy better than that. That was a bit too much," Tara said, focusing on her extended stomach that still occasionally showed a kick. Isaac, taking a seat, smiled back at her and gestured for Devin to sit in the other single-seater facing the sofa. Tara picked up a half-eaten pack of crackers, breaking one in half and starting to munch. Devin and Isaac looked on, relieved that their meeting seemed to be going well, despite their very dubious start. "It's a boy. We'd known that for quite some time already," Tara said openly. "We?" Devin noted, looking around for signs of another person, presumably the baby's dad. She saw and heard no signs. Unsolicited, Tara had begun to speak freely. The connection that Devin felt seemed to go both ways, with trust coming to the fore. "I'm going to name him Marcus," she continued, "after his father. His dad is Mark." "Aw," Devin exclaimed. "That's so sweet." "Where is his father?" Isaac asked. Devin shot him a look again. Isaac blushed, and Tara paled. Devin knew her friend had hit a sore spot. "My husband went missing a month ago," she responded, "on the day of the blackout. Do you mind if I tell you about it? I haven't had the chance to discuss it with anyone." Tears threatened to gather at the edges of Tara's eyes. Devin's jaw dropped ever so slightly, and Isaac winced, clearly regretting bringing it up in conversation. Diplomacy and tact were so not his strong points. "Of course. Please do tell us about it if you're able to." "I'm so sorry, Tara. It must have been painful," Devin said remorsefully. "It was," Tara replied. Then, "It is."